Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Pearson from GEAR4, based out of the UK. I'm here to talk to you today about our GEAR4 case line and also this magic material, D3O. D3O is the world's leading and best shock absorption and impact protection material. So let's get the science bit out of the way. D3O is a strain rate sensitive non-Newtonian fluid. What this means is the stronger the material receives on impact or stress or strain, the more the molecules lock together and the material becomes solidified. The easiest way for me to demonstrate this to you is to show you the product in its raw form. It performs very much like a fluid or a liquid, like you can see here, and if left on the table for maybe a period of 5 minutes, it will just turn into a puddle of orange D3O. Now, if I put the material under stress or strain, all the molecules inside the material lock together and it becomes a solid state material, like this. So you can't actually see this happening inside the phone case, you would need a microscope, but the same thing happens. When you drop the phone, the material absorbs all the shock and disperses it throughout the D3O, avoiding the phone receiving any shock. So, how do you know D3O, apart from the fact that all these brands endorse the material, really works? There's only one way for me to show you. The raw material is in my hand. If I wrap the material around my fingers like so, this is a real 16-ounce mallet. If I place my hand on the table, use the mallet. Now remember, the harder I hit the material, the more the material becomes solid state. So let's give it a go. Hopefully that shows you how good the material is, and my fingers are still intact. The harder the material receives an impact, the more the molecules lock together, it absorbs and dissipates that shock, which allows my fingers to remain completely intact. Try that with any of our other competitors' impact protection material, and I assure you, you'll end up with broken fingers. I now want to show you a quick video to explain some of the verticals the D3O material is used in, so hopefully you can find some common ground when talking to sales reps in the stores and also customers. One thing I haven't mentioned about this material is D3O work with 3M to manufacture helmet liners, elbow, shoulder and knee protection for UK and US military soldiers. This is the only material that you will find that's approved for US military use in a phone case. Everybody claims to have this military specification, this mil spec. It's a drop test. You take a phone, you drop it from 1, 2, 3, 4 meters, 20 or so times, and if the phone still switches on at the end of the test, you get this military specification standard badge that you can put on your packaging. D3O is the only material that you will find in a phone case actually approved for US military use. So this is real mil-spec material. Now let me show you the video. It's only 60 seconds and then we'll come back and talk a bit more about the cases. So, how good are the GEAR4 cases featuring D3O? Quite simply, they're the best. We put them through independent testing with a company called Cranfield Impact Testing Centre. They are the leading experts in impact and collision reduction in Formula One racing. They took our cases and compared them with our competition. These are two of our products. You have Piccadilly and Soho. These were the two products put through testing against some of our competition. We're talking Otterbox Defender, Griffin Survivor, Tech 21, Ballistic, Pelican, the list goes on. The results showed that on average, our cases were 40% more protective than our competition, but up to 56% lighter in form factor. So with regards to our competition, Spec, Otterbox, Pelican, Ballistic, Tech 21, disregard them. These are the slimmest, stylish, most protective cases on the market. Big and bulky is not fashionable anymore. Slim, stylish, but protective is bang on trend. That's why you need a GEAR4 case. Don't just take my word for it. There's a whole host of global brands that license D3O to use within their product to provide impact protection, shock absorption, and comfort and cushioning. The first is football, or helmets. These are Schutt helmets manufactured in the United States. You can see at the rear of the helmet the orange material. This is D3O. This is designed to reduce and prevent collision to the head when playing not just football but lacrosse, baseball, hockey, etc. Huge area for D3O right now. Enator inner soles, designed to improve performance when running but also to provide cushion and comfort for people who are on their feet a lot. These are actually endorsed by Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the planet. With an ambassador like that, it speaks for itself. MotoGP, this is a knee pad from the insert in some MotoGP pants. D3O actually sponsors some MotoGP riders across Europe. They either win or they crash fantastically. These guys are relying on this material to protect their bones at speeds of up to 200 miles an hour. If they can trust it to protect their bones, maybe we should trust it to protect our phones. The last one is industry, construction. D3O are working with various manufacturers to provide workwear garments from gloves to clothing that have integrated D3O padding where impact, collision or shock absorption or cushion or comfort is needed within the construction industry. The most recognisable name to you all is probably Under Armour. Under Armour are actually featuring D3O in a lot of their sporting garments. These pads that you can see here are D3O. They're designed to absorb the shock on impact when playing sport. Before we end this training, there's two things I want to talk to you about. Tech 21 and when they had the D3O license, and also how we execute this training program at store level with our demonstration kits in a simple and timely manner. Firstly, Tech 21. Tech 21 used to have the D3O license and did a great job of promoting D3O throughout the US and beyond. Tech 21 used a foam-based material very similar to the material that I showed you earlier, which is used in garments. They lined the cases with this material and then over-injected the foam material with an orange TPE solution, which you can see here. I'll give you a close-up visual later on. We worked with D3O when we took over the license just under 2 years ago to take the raw material, which is far superior quality to the foam material, and injection mold that into our cases. So we've now accomplished that. What comes with that is superior protection, and also it allows us to change the colours to colour match the iPhones, as we discussed earlier. So that's the difference between Tech 21 and GEAR4. We now have the license exclusively until at least 2020, and we can produce, in fact, we're the only people that can produce cell phone cases worldwide, excluding Australia. But our license does extend to screen protection and other CE accessories as well, which will follow next year. So, D3O demo kit. You'll have all seen these, or will have one on its way to you. These are the kits that we provide store managers and store staff to train and use in-store to communicate the D3O message to customers. What you get in the kit are various different tools to educate consumers. The first is a small pot of the D3O raw material. It equates to about this much material when it's taken out the pot. You also get a disc of the foam D3O. This is the GEAR4, and also a small ball bearing and a hammer to show the impact protection properties of the raw material. So firstly, you can stretch the material slowly to show the liquid-like properties of the product D3O. You can then take the D3O, fold it into a smaller shape and just pull it sharply. You can then clearly see all the molecules have locked together and the material has turned into a more solid state. So that's the first demonstration. The second is you can wrap it around 1 or 2 fingers like so. I always suggest just tucking it under slightly, placing your hand on a flat surface and using the hammer just to show the impact protection properties that the D3O has. The second test or demonstration is using the round D3O disc. The ball bearing gets dropped on the floor or on a hard surface, and this shows what would happen to a phone that wasn't protected. It also creates some noise, some attention, and in-store theatre is so important in this sale. So you drop the ball bearing like that, and you can see it clearly bounces on the table. Different surfaces give different bounce, but when you drop the ball on the D3O, the ball stops dead. And this just shows the shock absorption, impact absorption properties of the product. Now those are the 3 ways that you can show consumers very quickly how and why this technology is far more superior than all of our competition. Thank you for listening to me for the last 10 minutes. I hope I've filled you with knowledge about GEAR4 cases and the D3O technology that we use within them. I hope you have every success in the field. If you need any more details or require any more information, please feel free to contact me at ian.pearson@gear4.com. Alternatively, ask your management for my contact details. Get selling, guys!